With the New Year's update, we got literally dozens of buffs to a ton of different weapons, and today I'm going to be going over which ones got the biggest buffs and the ones you should be using right now before they get nerfed. But before I get into that, please consider dropping a like and a sub, it does help me out a ton. Anyways, I'm going to go over 3 weapons that are now super duper good. I just want to say that these guns were already pretty freaking good, and for some reason, stylis decided we're going to just buff them along with a bunch of other really good guns, and basically just make it so that these guns are the best in the game, and then everything else is not at the same level at all. And the first gun is going to be the FAMAS G2. Now this has always been a good gun, especially with the G2 conversion. Even without the G2 conversion, it's still very good, but just like, look at that. I'm at 1100 RPM. My recoil is, not a whole lot. You handle fine, you reload fine, and the amount of power that this gun has is actually kind of crazy. Except it does run out of ammo pretty fast, which is, probably the biggest downside, because I would have 2 more kills and 1 less death right now if it wasn't for the super low ammo. Or not really super low, just normal ammo. But when you're at 1100 RPM, there's only so much you can do with a 30-round mag. So, the FAMAS G2, one of the best close to mid-range ARs in the game. And if you want to use hollow points, you get a 3-shot with 1100 RPM, which is actually kind of crazy. And by the way, all of the information I'm getting and all of these setups that I'm using, courtesy of Spezzy setup sheet, which I'm literally using all the time now because it is so helpful. Definitely go check it out if you haven't. It will be linked in the description. Anyways, moving on, the AUG A2 is going to be our next gun. It was already good before, probably the best out of the A1, A2, and A3. Probably better than the H-bar as well, even though that's an LMG. And this gun is just perfect. You can see how accurate it is. I'm using 7.62 right now, which I think is definitely better than the default, but the default is still very good. 7.62 just gives you even more power, doesn't change your recoil enough to be, bad, and it also gives you a slight torso multiplier, fun fact. I think it's like 1.07, which, maybe that'll get you a kill someday. Maybe you'll need 1 more damage to kill somebody. So the AUG A2, super accurate, super powerful, good at really all ranges, and you should use 7.62 before it gets nerfed. Now moving on to the last gun, last but certainly not least, the C7A2. This is actually so good now that I made a video about it already, so you should definitely check that out after this if you haven't. And one of the reasons why this gun is so good now, even though it was good before, is that the new 6.5 Grendel conversion is super good on this gun. Easily one of the best guns in the game. 6.5 Grendel is just super good on a ton of guns, and with this gun especially, you can just combine it with a bunch of different things like the Diamaco barrel, and it gets even better, or even the carbine barrel, and it's crazy. The C7 is one of my most used guns, and now it's probably going to be even more used because of how good it is now. Good fire rate, good accuracy, great handling, good reload speed. It can now 3-shot with 6.5 Grendel, and as I kind of mentioned already, it just has a ton of customization options. You can run a ton of different setups on this gun, and it will still be one of the best in the game. I don't know why they decided to buff this gun. I don't know why they decided to buff a lot of the guns that they buffed, but if you're buffing the C7, I'm here for it. So those are my 3 guns that I think got the biggest buffs in this update, the ones that you should use now. But here's the thing, stylis buffed so many guns in this update, and if I made a video covering all of them, it would probably be like an hour long. So if you want to check them all out for yourself, definitely go check out Spezzy's setup sheet, and I highly recommend joining Spezzy's Discord. You will get even more useful information on there, find update logs there, and one person actually made this super useful tier list covering all of the guns changed in the New Year's update, so this is super helpful. It's been helping me a ton, and now you can check it out for yourself and decide which newly buffed guns you want to use. So shout out to Spezzy, the GOAT, for doing all of that. But anyways, that is all I got for this video. If you enjoyed, please consider dropping a like and a sub, and till next time.